Greetings, dear Pisces. Welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And today we're going to go ahead and take a peek at your Scorpio-themed reading for Scorpio season. So we are in the midst of Scorpio season. I'm filming this on October 29th. And we are just going to check in to see what your tarot forecast is for this particular season, all right? Now, keeping in mind that Scorpio energy is a water sign and it is fixed. So it is known for emotional intensity, assertion, and just things being like very deep, right? Okay. And that'll be the theme of our reading. But first, before we get started in any of this, let's just go ahead and set the intention for you, Pisces, that this reading is for Pisces. So if you have Pisces, it's in your sun, your moon, or your rising, then it is my sincerest intention that this reading may resonate with you in some capacity and that you're able to receive these messages and apply them to your own life, always and only for your highest good, all right? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Our first question for Pisces is looking at the depths, right? This is a fellow water sign for you. So you are quite accustomed to going into emotional depths. But this is looking at what lies beneath the surface, right? What are some hidden desires or hidden emotions, or perhaps maybe some unspoken truths that you are not acknowledging? So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. Scorpio season, like I said, is collectively a good time to kind of go deep within and kind of just examine the crevices of our soul in that sense. All right. So we are looking at what lies beneath the surface in you, Pisces, at this time. Show me what lies beneath the surface of Pisces. Show me what lies. Ooh, ooh. Okay, Pisces. Okay. All right. And we'll do one card. I do like to pull at least three. I know I'm about to be spilling some truth because my nose starts itching. I feel like I am getting like intuitive downloads when I get an itchy nose. I don't know. But what we've got for you, first card that came out was this Five of Swords for you, okay? So this is having some mental conflict. Now, if it isn't having direct conflict with other people in your life, it's really like you toiling around in your own mind and you having a lot of self-doubt, a lot of conflict at this particular time, right? When we talk about this Five of Swords, it's more of like, this can indicate like people attacking you, you attacking other people, or really just being kind of like self-abusive, right? Where there's just a lot of negative self-talk. And looking at the card, you can kind of see that, right? It's just like ruminating or going over like all of these negative things that are happening in your life and like just having it upon the replay over and over and over. Okay. And it's like, you do want for this to be over. The world indicates the completion of the lesson. It's like you do cognitively understand that this negative self-talk that you have. And for me, I'm thinking, honestly, I'm honestly thinking this is more of how you speak with yourself. And I do think that you have a cognitive understanding that it's something that you would like to end. You would like a new chapter where you're not having these negative thoughts and feelings, but really you keep getting caught up in doing it. Seven of Swords is like that trickery, it's that deceit. Okay. Now, if this is you having conflict with other people, I feel that there's something here where maybe, like, I don't know if this is like a manipulation tactic. You know how sometimes, like, let's say, for example, and this is just very random, you are in a relationship with somebody, nothing is really going wrong, like they're doing everything right, but you just are not feeling it. And instead of being honest, you slowly start to sabotage it in hopes that someone else, that other person will end it. Okay. That it kind of has that feeling, but like I said, it doesn't have to be a relationship, but it's that similar energy, right? Because that Seven of Swords is just, I want to be able to do this, but I don't want to be the bad guy. I want to stop having these arguments. I need it to come to a completion and a stop. But there's something here that perhaps this sneaking suspicion that you will not be in a deficit by keeping this energy going. Okay. And so I do think there's something very like emotionally and mentally toxic about how you understand your communication or your thoughts to be, and what your communication could be with others or with yourself is what that card indicates. And I think a lot of it, like with Seven of Swords, talks about like a lot of it is self-sabotage. Like you're cheating yourself in this, right? By not being totally honest and clearing up this tendency that you have, right? And it is a thing because you're so cognitively aware of it. It doesn't fall in the category of things that you cannot help. These are things that you can help. You just choose not to. Okay. You choose to be safe in this cycle of this negative self-talk. All right. So that was the depths. Okay. And look, I told you my nose was itchy. That's the message for you, Pisces. Whether you realize it or not, this is an unspoken truth that you need to acknowledge about yourself. Okay. And you know that it's true. You know that it's true, Pisces. You know. All right, next, let's look at the release, okay? So this is looking at what do you need to shed, get rid of, eliminate for your life at this time? What's no longer working for you? This could be the form of a job, maybe a relationship. This could even be perhaps a belief system, or maybe even just a pattern of thoughts, right? That needs to be released. So we're looking at what does Pisces need to shed or let go of? What does Pisces need to shed or let go of? Okay. You got the King of Cups. You got the Empress. And then you got the Four of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is this energy of having complete, I feel like this is a little glossy. Hold on. So that's better. Okay. The King of Cups is unconditional love. It's that empathy and tolerance. Now, the Empress is this fertility, but Empress is also like mom energy as well. Okay. So this could be very valid message if you are a mother. And there's just something about the relationship that you have with your children, perhaps that's not very satisfactory, because we got the Four of Cups here. Now that's feeling like you're just like, I'm so blessed with the child or children that I have right now, but there's something that you're missing in this relationship. There's something that's not quite right. Okay. And you're not tripping, because this is you really giving your all on an emotional level to the youth, perhaps, or maybe because the Empress could also be a creative project. And so let's say if not all of you have kids, right? But I feel like most of us are creatively making something, okay? And whether that's in the form of our job, or that's in the form of nurturing our relationships with our siblings or our parents or our friends, right? We're all in that process of that. Now, let's say this is a creative project, okay? This to me can indicate that there's something here that you are birthing, that you really have like a lot of like emotional maturity in regards to this. And you really do feel that there's a lot of empathetic nature, like you feel very supportive in this matter. But there's something here where you need to, I also call this card the card of gratitude, okay? Maybe you could be on the receiving end of this and you just don't feel like it's enough. You don't feel grateful, okay? And so what you're really being asked is to try to practice this understanding that life and all of the people in our life and all of the situations we have in our life are not perfect, okay? Everything is literally a work in progress. And the idea is not to get things to perfection. The idea is to work on ourselves and to improve the challenges that we have, right? And to make them just not just tolerable, but eventually make them just a part of what our lives are. And so you really need to release this attitude of just not being grateful, perhaps to your parents, okay? Because I'm getting, this is a big thing for if you are the child, Maybe you need to be more grateful to the people who brought you up in this world, because this is also giving like a very like supportive, tolerant, empathetic father and a mother. Or this could be you with this energy, right? Where you're very tolerant, empathetic, and maybe you are the mother, right? Or the father, like you could be either or. And there's something here about like you not being grateful about being in this position and you needing to really come to terms with um, trying to see the good in things, right? And not feeling so unfulfilled, right? Like try to examine or question, why are you feeling so apathetic or unfulfilled at this time? All right. So I think that you need to release that. And perhaps you need to understand the support that is around you, and the nurturing that is around you, and just embrace that. Overall, this is a feeling of ingratitude that you need to let go of. These cards kind of eat you up today, Pisces. They kind of eat you up. All right, our next card is the Phoenix. So this is how can you embrace transformation, keeping in mind that Scorpio season has that energy that's all about renewal, revival, and rebirth, right? It's a transformative energy. So this question is asking how you can utilize the energy of this season to transform, okay? How can you use the power? How can you embrace transformation of this season? Okay. This is crazy. Like everybody, I feel like people are either traveling, but I promise you, this is the 5th sign I've read for, and this has come out for almost every single, I think all except one. And this exact question, this card, the 6 of Swords, has come out. It's very weird. Okay. Woo! Okay. Let's collect those. Okay. All right. Very, very, very interesting energy. So first off, how to transform is you have to do the work. You have to be in some type of discomfort that's going to help you to actually like make that journey. 6 of Swords is all about a journey. If it's not an actual physical journey that's going to transform your life in the way that you think, it's an emotional journey, right? Where you're transiting from one phase into another phase, okay? And you do this by initiating some passion, because Ace of Wands is aces are starts, wands are about our passions. So initiating a creative spark, right? Initiating what are some things that you need that you do that really get your creative juices flowing, right? You have this urge to create, and you need to like be very mindful about like going in that direction of creation. And I do think that there is, I feel like you have this battle between wanting to like not giving any precedence to things that don't fulfill you on a resource level, okay? Because that King of Pentacles, now this is like that boss energy. King of Pentacles is like solid as a practical, wise leader that's all about their money. That's very like resourceful and very ambitious in that sense, right? And has long-term objective about what they want their resources to look like in the future. But I feel that there is an idea, like if you are motivated by this, then you need to do the work in the traditional conforming way, because this Hierophant is an energy of needing to study, needing to develop a new skill. Like if you talk about it as the steps, right? Like taking a step for, okay, if I'm learning this, I have a creative urge to do this. You just don't like try it out of the blue. You look for other people who do that, and you get that story of like, well, what did they do step by step to get to where they are? So it's following an already guided path that you have to get to where you like to be. And I do think a big part of where you like to be is very like, you want whatever you're investing in to be very like financially and resourcefully sound and abundant, right? In that way. But I think the way that you transform is by putting yourself in a situation where you just reignite And if you're not reigniting, just igniting a creative spark. Coming down, like meditating about really, like you already know what you want to do. So what are the steps? The Hierophant wants you to follow a path to actually do it. Okay. Most luck does not come by chance. It comes from you orchestrating, or I should say not luck, because luck is luck, but a lot of success does not come just by chance. It is the intentional manipulation of time and effort and energy and knowledge to get to where you see yourself. Okay. And so that's how you transform, is being intentional about it, but it's the intention of making the steps, but it's also the intention of being inspired. Okay. So do things that inspire you, that make you feel comfortable. Okay. And finally, what is the light within? So what is a strength or a gift that is emerging in you at this time? Or we should say, what's awakening inside of you, dear Pisces? Show me what's awakening in Pisces. Show me a strength or a gift that is emerging within Pisces at this time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. 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 Okay, Pisces. Honestly, I think you've gone through a very rough patch. Ten of Swords means that you are in recovery mode from, like, you can still be mentally affected by some things that's happened to you in the past, and it's really been, and that's probably what's brought you. And remember this original energy when we had that Five of Swords, and we were stating that that's with the depths. But I feel like this is something that has been a little bit destructive, maybe to your ego or your esteem or something, but it's over now. Okay. It's over. Because that Ten of Swords is just like, there is a completion to a painful ending, right? You've already gone through it. And now you're really being asked to speak more kindly to yourself. Page of Cups pages are all about communications, messages. You need to talk to yourself in a more like loving, tender way. Because I feel like when you do, you're going to be able to initiate a new start with this Fool card. This is a new start. And I do feel that this new start has to do with a soulmate connection. Okay. But these are things that you reach when you, close the chapter on the negative self-talk, be more grateful for the support and the love that you have around you. And make the intentional effort to transit and find your power in creation, and follow a routine or a guided step to like what you would really like to do. And there's something very profound about creativity here. And I do think that when you're able to do that, what's awakening inside of you is just going to be this, once you're able to realize like and cut off what's that painful ending of something, you're going to be able to come anew. And I do think at the end of this, like there is a love connection that evolves from Pisces, that a healed Pisces that goes through these dark night of the soul topics that we've just talked about, right? Just acknowledging where you are mentally and how you could find more gratitude in your life and how you can find more inspiration and passion to create. And I do think that that leads you to a new start, and that leads you to love. Okay. So Pisces, that's what I got for you. My name is Tifa Du Tarot. If you enjoyed this reading and this resonated with you in any way, please do comment, like, and subscribe for additional content. And I do offer personal readings, and you can find more information in the services in the description below. I love you, Pisces, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.